An answer file is a special XML file that contains preset settings for Windows installation. For example, you can install the system with antivirus already turned off, updates disabled, bloatware removed, and so on. Simply put, it's super handy. Today I'll cover in more detail how to create your own answer file with settings you need, how to use it to reinstall Windows, and what other tweaks you can apply after installing the system to optimize Windows. And most importantly, we'll test if this gives any performance boost at all. Let's go! There is a very user-friendly website for generating answer file for both Windows 10 and Windows 11. Let's look at the options. Region and language settings. To save time during installation, you can set your preferred keyboard layout in advance. Setup settings. It's important to select the option to bypass Windows 11 requirements if you have an older processor. No TPM2 module or secure boot is not enabled. Allow Windows 11 installation without internet, as the latest version of Windows 11 won't let you complete system setup without an internet connection and Microsoft account login. Computer name. You can leave it random or choose one yourself. Compact OS. What is this? Briefly, it's a special feature that compresses system files, but don't think you'll save a lot of disk space. Maximum 3 GB, which in my opinion isn't worth the extra load on the processor when accessing these compressed files. Time zone. Windows doesn't always understand where you are, so I suggest choosing your time zone manually. Windows Edition. I usually don't touch this, but you can pre-install your Windows key if you have one, or pull it from BIOS. This is more relevant for laptops. User accounts. I haven't seen anyone created separate user accounts on a personal computer since school days and Windows XP, so either choose to sign in with a Microsoft account or create a local account, which you can later use to log into Xbox and Microsoft Store if you want. File Explorer tweaks. Everyone can read, so I don't think I need to explain in detail. I choose these settings. And Task on Taskbar, a handy feature that lets you instantly close an app without opening Task Manager. Start menu and taskbar. This is also completely up to you. I hide everything possible and remove tiles and buttons in the start menu when I can. System tweaks. This is interesting. You can disable Windows Defender, which I'll do this time. I want to note that this doesn't remove Defender from the system, but simply disables it, so you can easily turn it back on. The same goes for Windows updates. These settings just stops them, not disables them completely. What's worth disabling is user account control. Does annoying notifications when you launching any installers that require admin rights. Smart App Control is also a security feature that blocks potentially harmful applications, but once disabled, you cannot enable it again. Smart Screen also protects against harmful websites, downloads, and applications. I disable all of these, because in this video I am chasing performance. You don't necessarily need to disable anything related to security. What you might want to disable is System Restore. This will free up disk space. Personally, I rarely found this feature useful, because I often make restore point using third-party programs. I also recommend disabling device encryption. You've probably heard of BitLocker. It's a hard drive encryption technology, useful if it's a company computer or you have a laptop with personal data. But mainly it won't protect you from hacking if the PC is already turned on, and there are difficulties when recovering and installing a new OS. Also, losing the encryption key means losing data. Plus, there is a minimal but still noticeable impact on performance. Okay, I also disable functions related to Edge browser and mouse acceleration, and move on to visual effects. I usually leave this as is, but to squeeze out maximum performance and make everything feel responsive without smooth animations, while ensuring the system doesn't look ugly, you can enable Show thumbnails instead of icons, Show window contents while dragging, Smooth edges of screen fonts, and Show translucent selection rectangle. Desktop icons. You can either add something or remove everything. Folder in Start menu. I only add settings. Sticky keys. Of course, we disable this annoying notification. Personalization settings. You can customize system colors, desktop background, and even lock screen background to your taste. Remove unnecessary software. This is a really cool setting, where you can select all the bloatware that comes with Windows. I only keep the essentials, like photos, media player, Xbox app, terminal, calculator, and notepad. Run custom scripts, the last thing we'll cover on this site. Here the possibilities are unlimited. You can run all kinds of scripts, for example to install Google Chrome. With that, we scroll to the very bottom of the page and download the XML file. So we have an answer file, but we also need a Windows image, which is easiest to download from the official Microsoft website. First, connect a USB drive with at least 8 GB to your PC. Then download the media creation tool for your desired Windows version and use it to write the installation image to the flash drive. Once the image is written to the flash drive, simply add your answer file there and you're done. Just remember to save everything valuable from your C drive and rename volumes for convenience, so you won't have to guess what's where later. And one more useful tip: if your computer connects via Wi-Fi, download the wireless network driver in advance from your motherboard or laptop manufacturer's website. You can find it in Support, Drivers and LAN. Now for the final step. Restart your computer and enter the boot menu. Different motherboards use different keys for this. Google can give you more details for your specific model. In the menu that opens, select your UEFI flash drive and the installation will begin. In the disk selection window, find the C drive. In my case, it's disk number 1. I delete all partitions of this disk, such as System, Primary and Recovery, so they merge into one clean partition for Windows installation. After that, the installation will continue until it's time to connect to the internet. If you have Wi-Fi, you can either skip this step or use the driver you downloaded earlier. Just point to the archive or folder with the driver, and in a few moments Wi-Fi will work. The main thing now is to remember the password. Next, we create a user account name and set a password if you want. And there it is, a clean system at your disposal. If you've installed Windows before, you probably noticed how much faster the process was. All those endless windows with option choices and system updates were skipped. What's next? We already have a clean system, without digital clutter and with slightly reduced background activity. Basically, this is already a fully functional Windows without bugs. But I understand perfectly that most of you want a system what's as clean as possible while still working stable. And this is where Wintoys comes in. It's a basic optimizer that you can download from the Microsoft Store. In the Tweaks tab, you can disable telemetry related to privacy and advertising. In the Health section, I recommend disabling automatic program updates. And if you want to enable Windows updates, but only receive security patches, that can also be configured here. In Performance, you can disable background applications, indexing for SSD drives, and update delivery optimization. The program is really convenient and attractive, with the ability to clean disk space of junk and even repair the system if problems occur. What do I do next with such a system? I install basic things like video drivers, the application for my 𝐭𝐤𝐬𝐴 audio interface, and 𝐭𝐤𝐬𝐴 Backuper to create a backup of the clean system. Now for the moment of truth. Let's see if all this work was worthwhile in terms of performance. Looking at background processes, on the left we have a normal Windows 11, and on the right our optimized version, with the answer file, Wintoys settings, and a couple of installed drivers. Even with these programs, we have 20 fewer processes. In the Cinebench or Windows, performed 5% better in the multicore test, but in 3D Mark x Spy test there is no big difference, though the processor did score higher. As for games, sadly I don't have magic numbers to show you. In projects that rely heavily on the processor, the improvement will likely be more noticeable, but in most modern games, your main helper is still a more powerful graphics card. So what's the final result? The answer file automates installation, saves time and cleans junk from the system. It doesn't work miracles for performance, but older processors will definitely breathe easier after getting rid of extra processes and services. As for games, they need more video memory and faster speeds. Thanks for watching until the end. I hope this video was useful for you, and if you like it, you know what to do. Good luck to everyone and bye!